Night, the 22nd of March, 2026. I did a video of Jupiter earlier today. This evening, around 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's now 8:28. I'm just doing an experiment here with a 60-second exposure on NGC 2903 and 2904, that bright spot. Star formation region off to the north and to the east in the spiral arms. I'm running a 60-second check. It looks like the stars are working pretty good. Let's see, first pass. There is some distension in the stars. Anyway, I just did a lot of mechanical and remodeling the system. This is typically what I get when I haven't got it perfect. What I'm going to do is see what my model parameters are before I go on to the NGC 3100 series. If I go to Menu, Align, Model Parameters, they're off pretty, the index error is off by 5,245 steps. Everything else is within alignment. I'm still going to have to play with the mechanics and do some more remodeling, but I can't do that tonight. Anyway, we should now have, I'm waiting on a second stack. Let's see what it looks like of a 60-second exposure. We should have it. It just brightened up a little bit. It doesn't look too bad, but no, the stars are comatose, so we'll have to move on. Okay, here's a 5-second exposure. We've already got 6 stacks. The first study I would go to is NGC 3100. It's also 3103. It's a nice bright galaxy in Antlia, but it's too far south. 3101 is a galaxy in sextants. We're going to go there next. It's at -2 degrees, so very close to the celestial equator. Okay, NGC 3101 is a galaxy in sextants. We're looking for it. Can't be sure where everything's going to turn up this evening until we've got a few studies under our observing belt. I do see a galaxy right there. I will center it up. That was pretty close to center, however. NGC 3101, galaxy in sextants, magnitude 14.4, 1.2 by 0.3 arc minutes. We're going to have to verify this by pushing up the magnification. Does seem to have a bit of a slant and at least a 2-to-1 aspect ratio. Spiral with a lowercase a, so it does seem to have a core. 254 million light years, put it about 75,000 light years in diameter. RA is 100135 with a declination of -2, 5943. We are going for a century tonight, but look at that. We are getting a multiplicity of stars on the field. Let's try it again in a second. Okay, you'd think when it says stacks that they put one over the top of the other, but that's not necessarily always the case. NGC 3104 is a little bit to the west. It's a galaxy in Leo Minor, if this is in fact it. I suspect it is. Magnitude 13.1, very large, 3.3 by 2.2 arc minutes, so about a 15th magnitude average surface brightness. It's an irregular galaxy, 36 million light years distant, so not very large, maybe 25,000 light years in diameter. RA 100357, declination +40, 45, 24. 8 stacks with no distension of the stars. Whoopee! NGC 3106, I do believe I'm picking it out in the 30 magnification field. It's a galaxy in Lima, Peru. No, Leo Minor. Magnitude 12.4, 1.8 square, lenticular with an annularity. Should be able to pick this one out. 282 million light years distant. Of course, I think we're just about entering into sky dark now. There's our 150x view. The galaxy is probably somewhere around 135,000 light years in diameter. We are getting distensions. RA 100405 with a declination of +31, 1107. NGC 3107 is a galaxy in Leo, magnitude 13.4. 0.7 by 0.6 arc minutes. This one must be highly condensed. Spiral with a lowercase bc, however. 126 million light years distant means it's probably only about 35,000 light years in diameter. RA 100422 with a declination of plus 13, 37, and 16 seconds. Okay, we've seen this one before, but we're not seeing it tonight. This is NGC 3109, a galaxy in Hydra. It's a Barnard's galaxy type galaxy. Magnitude 9.9, 19.7 by 3.4 arc minutes. Maybe we'll remember to come back to it later on if things clear up. It's an irregular, mere 3.9 million light years distant, therefore in a local group of galaxies. RA 100305, declination minus 260927. And the last time we saw it, it was pretty much a diaphanous, extended 9-spiral galaxy because it lacked a core. Gave it a few stacks to see if something might show on the screen, maybe right about there. As you see, 3110 is quite visible, very similar to the last setup. This has got a paralleling galaxy off to the north. The galaxy in sextants is also 3122, magnitude 13.5. with a 2-to-1 aspect ratio, 1.6 to 0.8, spiral with a bar, 226 million light years distant. Sounds familiar. Somewhere around 105, 110,000 light years in diameter. RA 100401, declination minus 62829. Let's make sure we got our 105x shot with extensions. May have something to do with the seeing conditions. Who knows? More diagnostics necessary. NGC 3112, galaxy in Hydra, magnitude 16, maybe. 1 by 0.2 arc minutes. Spiral with a lowercase bc, 175 million light years distant. RA 100359 with a declination of minus 20 degrees, 46 minutes and 55 seconds. Nothing really clear about this one. Maybe we can determine where it might be based on adventuresindeepspace.com. Once again, we are deep south. This time I think we're looking past some trees, branches, the apple tree in the backyard. All I can do is give you the data, galaxy in it. Antlia, NGC 3113, magnitude 12.7, but largest for 12.7, 3.3 by 1.1 arc minute. Might be worthy of a view if you're much further south than I am. Spiral with a bar, lowercase cd, so it's not going to have much of a core, 45 million light years distant. RA 100426 with a declination of minus 28, 26, 37. What a beauty, NGC 3115, and despite the seeing, decent view, we got some kind of a fast walker going through, or slow walker. It's a galaxy in sextants, magnitude 8.9, 7.3 by 3.4 arc minutes. Now this is supposed to be an elliptical class 6. Looks very lenticular to me. 32 million light years distant, pretty proximate. Maybe 65,000 light years in diameter, largish for an elliptical. Right ascension 100515 with a declination of minus 7 degrees, 43 minutes and 7 seconds. This one is making the night's conditions of cold with some high thin clouds worthwhile. NGC 3116 is a galaxy in Leo Minor, magnitude 15.3. It looks like we're getting distension. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, it may be that I'm just jumping in a little soon on the scope. It's possible that I could be mishandling this a little bit. I do believe we're seeing our magnitude 15.3 NGC 3116 right about there. Vaguely presented, 0.4 by 0.4 arc minute elliptical, 289 million light years distant, so maybe 35,000 light years in diameter. RA 100645 with a declination of plus 3105.52 seconds. Okay, held off a little bit to see if maybe I was premature with actually stacking, starting the roll of the stacks. Let's see what happens here. NGC 3117 is a galaxy in sextants. Its magnitude 13.3, 0.9 by 0.9, elliptical 306 million light years distant, maybe 80,000 light years in diameter. RA is 100610, declination plus 2, 5444. And it looks like things are mucking up a little bit, actually. Okay, I try to wait a little bit longer in this one as well. We're looking for NGC 3118, Galaxy in Leo Minor. And I think we found it by its aspect ratio. Magnitude 13.5, 2.5 by 0.4 arc minutes, spiral with a lowercase bc, 60 million light years distance, so maybe 35,000 light years in diameter. RA 100711, declination plus 330139. And here is 150x full photonage view. Okay, NGC 3119 has already got 3 stacks. Brightest galaxy and a faint neighbor. It's a galaxy in Leo. It's also NGC 3121, magnitude 12.6, 1.7 by 1.4 arc-minute elliptical, 397 million light years distant. RA is 100651 with a declination of plus 142224. And here's that 105x view. Okay, one thing I'm noticing about the drifting is it's oblique, which means both the the left, right, and the declination are off in some way, and that's combining to create this problem. What we have here is our NGC 3124 Galaxy in Hydra, magnitude 12.1, 2.9 by 2.5 arc minute. Spiral with a bar, lowercase bc, 158 million light years distant. RA is 100639 with a declination of minus 19, 13, 19. See how it's oblique? That means we're off in both the north and east-west direction. So I'm going to have to play with the mechanics, I do believe, before I go on to the NGC 3150 series later in the evening. If this evening at all. Well, despite the issues, we are making good progress. We're at NGC 3125, halfway through. Of course, we've had to bail on a few that were not in the right location or bogus entries. 3125 is a galaxy in Antlia, magnitude 13, 1.1 by 0.7 arc minutes. Normally, we'd be able to resolve it. It's an elliptical 5, 47 million light years distant. Right ascension 10 hours, 6 minutes, and 33 seconds. And the reason why we would normally be able to do it, even though it's barely be able to do it magnitude 13, is it's at declination minus 29 degrees, 56 minutes, and 9 seconds. We've got 8 stacks, and I'm not seeing any real distensions here. Peculiar. Looking around, possibly for a 13th magnitude galaxy. It's going to take some research on adventuresindeepspace.com. NGC 3126 is a more northerly study. We may have already seen this. It looks like at a different position angle. It's a galaxy in Leo Minor, magnitude 12.8, 2.8 by 0.6 arc minutes. There's our sweetie. Spiral with a lowercase b, so it does have an extended core. 240 million light years distant, puts this one at over 170,000 light years in diameter. RA is 100820 with a declination of plus 315146. Stars are not too distended. There is our 150x full photonage view. NGC 3127 is a galaxy in Hydra. Things seem to be getting a little better further south. Okay, it's probably this fainty right here. Magnitude 14, 1.2 by 0.2 arc minutes. 6 to 1 aspect, spiral with a lowercase b, 201 million light years distant, maybe 65,000 light years in diameter. Let's push it up a little bit, see what we get. RA is 100624 with a declination of minus 160735. I've also thought about the possibility that the ZWO imager is rotated. That could be a factor as well. NGC 3128 is a galaxy in Hydra, magnitude 14. Probably this one. Let's check the specifications. Spiral lowercase b, 1.6 by 0.7 arc minutes. 205 million light years distant, so about 100,000 light years in diameter. I'd like to bring out more of the galactic aspects of it, but we're not quite making it there. And we're certainly not making it out when we have distensions. So I'm going to go and I am going to slightly rotate the ZWO imager to see what effects that might have. Okay, if we're going to get distension, I want to see it go directly east-west. I do not want to see any obliqueness. This is a really bright star here, maybe magnitudes 2. We're looking at NGC 3130, a galaxy in Leo, magnitude 13.4, 1 by 0.6 arc minutes. Spiral with a lowercase a, 366 million light years distant. RA is 100812 with a declination of plus 9, 58, 35. I'm not seeing a distension yet. We are seeing the galaxy. If I push the bright star out of the view, nice pretty star though, golden, isn't it? Let's push it up to 100% E-zoom. The stars are looking okay, and let's see if this holds. Here we should be seeing NGC 3131, and it looks like it's right in the middle of the field. It's a lovely little edge on with a core and extensions. It's a galaxy in Leo, magnitude 13, 2.4 by 0.7 arc minutes, spiral with a bar and a lowercase b. 232 million light years distant means this one's probably somewhere around 180,000 light years in diameter. We are getting distensions, but maybe I over-rotated it too far. Right ascension is 100836 with a declination of plus 18, 1350. I'm going to try it once again, and we'll see how it comes up. Nice view, though, of 3131 itself. NGC 3133, hopefully it will be visible between those two diffraction bars. Data should be coming up. I'm not seeing much of anything, though. Come on, data. It's a galaxy in Hydra. Oh, could be some real difficulties here. It's magnitude 16.1. That one looks possible. 0.7 by 0.4 arc minutes, spiral with a bar, so it's probably a magnitude 15.5. 404 million light years distant, maybe 105,000 light years in diameter. RA 100712 with a declination of minus 1157.55. And now things are distending back in the opposite direction. I should rotate it otherwise. Should be NGC 3134. It's a galaxy, I believe it's in Leo. Kind of smallish, edgy on. Magnitude 14.6, 0.8 by 0.2 arc minutes, 4 to 1 aspect ratio, lined up pretty good. 240 million light years distant lenticular. Need to do some more rotation on the ZWO imager. So that puts it at about 70,000 light years in diameter. RA is 101229 with a declination of plus 12 degrees, 22 minutes and 37 seconds. Getting a little closer, but sure is taking some effort. NGC 3137 is a galaxy in Antlia. Magnitude 11.5. We should be able to turn this one up. Let's back out again. We should be able to see it even at 30x. Okay, this one's 6.2 by 2.2 arc minutes. It's a spiral with a low bar, but it's also got a lowercase c, which means not a very pronounced core. 48 million light years distant puts it at about 90,000 light years in diameter. Let's see if we can come up with this baby. It's at right ascension 100907 with a declination of minus 290351. And I did not rotate this very far, so I don't know why we're starting to get left-right distensions on this, but perhaps our galaxy is located right there. Very peculiar. NGC 3138 behind a power line diffraction line. We supposedly have two stacks at this point. The galaxy is in Hydra, magnitude 15, 1.2 by 0.4 arc minutes. Possibly right there. Spiral with a lowercase bc, so not particularly mature. However, it's large, 349 million light years distant, puts it at about 110,000 light years in diameter. RA is 100916 with a declination of minus 115725. You know, when I walk along and have to adjust the ZWO imager, I may be distorting the floor a little bit. We're getting a little bit of doubling here, but it's looking a little bit better in terms of the angle. NGC 3139 wasn't too far away. It looks like we have a walker here. That gap right there is probably a 5-second gap, so you can kind of determine the speed, maybe at least the relative speed, but I just can't play with all that stuff right now. Sorry. Magnitude 3139, magnitude 15, 1.5 by 1.3 arc minute sized lenticular. I think we can see the galaxy right about there. It's in Hydra, lenticular 409 million light years distant. This is about 200,000 light years in diameter. RA is 101005 with a declination of minus 11 degrees, 46 minutes, 43 seconds. NGC 3140 is a galaxy in Hydra. Looks like there's a pair of them there. Magnitude 14, 0.9 by 0.5 arc minute spiral with a lowercase c, so not particularly well developed. 378 million light years distance, so maybe 100,000 light years in diameter. RA is 100927 with a declination of minus 16, 3742. NGC 3140 had a neighbor. NGC 3141, galaxy in Hydra but fainter, magnitude 15, 3.9 by 0.5 arc minute, spiral with a lowercase c, 377 million light years distant, so about the same size. I don't remember what the core was on 3140, but we've got a couple of galaxies here. It's going to take some mapping. Adventures in Deep Space Sky.com, but if you can reorient to it, TheSkyLive.com. Right ascension is 100919 with a declination of minus 16 degrees, 39 minutes and 12 seconds. NGC 3142 is a galaxy further north in Sextans. Magnitude 14, 1 by 0.9 lenticular galaxy, 238 million light years distant, maybe 70,000 light years in diameter. RA 101006 with a declination of minus 8 degrees, 28 minutes, 48 seconds. Not sure what we're looking for, but at magnitude 14, this could be a magnitude 13 lenticular spiral. Not sure, but boy, this bright star is going to make a nice reference point to figure it out. Okay, I just had a nice runaway with the mount heading due west. This is 3142 again. I'm going to skip over it and go to the next study, but it does appear I've noticed that our galaxy, NGC 3142, is right there. Pretty positive about that. Well, there may have been something bogus about NGC 3144. It ran away both times I attempted it. This is NGC 3145 Galaxy in Hydra, magnitude 11.7, near Earth, star 3 by 1.6 arc minutes, spiral with the bar, the lowercase bc, 162 million light years distant, maybe 200,000 plus light years in diameter. I think we need to take this one up a little bit, gather more photons. The stars are looking pretty good. We're at right ascension 10 hours, 10 minutes, 10 seconds, triple 10. Declination not minus 12, minus 12, minus 12, 12, 12, but minus 12, 26, 04. I'm going to give this an opportunity to develop just a little bit. And as I do so, the next galaxy up will be NGC 3146. It'll be further south, a galaxy in Hydra, and the one after that, 3147's in Draco. It's too far north. After that, 3148 is too far north. It's in Ursa Majoris. And then we'll be finally up to 3150, which I'll have to make a decision about pursuing this evening, especially since we're getting comatose stars and we do not have very good views deep south. Let's go back to 3145. Here's 3145 after 21 stacks. None were exposed, 105 seconds. And you'd assume, since stacking was occurring, that it would put stars right over the top of other stars, that it triangulates. And you can see the triangular pattern right here. Interesting, isn't it? Of course, it would probably look at 3 stars to determine the overall layout. But something to learn more about stacking software. As you see, 3146 is that galaxy I presaged in Hydra. It's magnitude 13.1, 1 by 0.9 arc minutes. Spiral with a bar, lowercase b, 174 million light years distant, maybe 60,000 light years in diameter. RA is 10, 11, and 9 seconds with a declination of minus 20 degrees, 52 minutes and 15 seconds. I think I already expressed the fact that 47 was in Draco, 48 was in Ursa Majoris, and we can go to a galaxy in Leo Minor, but it's NGC 3150. So this is our last study of the evening, and I'm going to pick something out. Maybe we'll go back to that Barnard-style galaxy, NGC 3109, and see if we can't make it out. If we can, then maybe it's worthwhile to go on to the 3150 to 3199 series. Well, I do believe we are getting a better view of the NGC 3109 region. We're now vaguely making out the galaxy, so things have improved. Not quite as definitive a view as the other night, but it is quite present. Let me get you to the data on this by poking it in. NGC 3109 was that very large 18 arc minute long galaxy, half the size of the moon in Hydra, magnitude 9.9, 19.7 by 3.4 arc minutes, which means it's got probably an average surface brightness of somewhere around magnitude 14. It's an irregular galaxy, 3.9 million light years distant. It's at right ascension 10 hours, 3 minutes, 5 seconds with a declination of minus 26.0927. Looks like we're getting a little bit of threesome stars here. It's now 9:25. It takes typically about an hour to go through 15 to 40 studies, depending upon what part of the sky we're looking at. I may not go forward with it, but I may start over and see if I can't get some kind of a decent alignment, both mechanically and modeling wise. Anyway, this is our Carpe Noctem view of NGC 3109, this very large streak of faint light in the middle of the field. Carpe Noctem.